How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new horror movie, and that is Sinners from April 18th, 2025. This is directed by Ryan Cougler, who you may remember as the director for Black Panther or Creed. This movie stars Michael B. Jordan, Miles Canton, Hailee Steinfeld, and Jack O'Connell. And to be honest, this was a movie that wasn't really on my radar. The studios didn't do a great job of advertising it, and what little I knew about it wasn't really exciting me. I knew it was a 2+ hour long period piece. Not really my thing. I guess you could kind of say it had the Barry Lyndon problem, but also that title, Sinners? I thought with a movie called Sinners it was going to be one of those scary religion movies, and not really big on those. A24 makes like 3 of them a year. We don't need to keep making these scary religion movies. But that's not what this movie is, and basically the people who I go see movies with had to tell me that yes, this is a horror movie, and had to basically say what the horror element was. That got me interested enough to go see it, and I am super glad I did, because this actually panned out to be a really, really good horror movie. It establishes a world really well, lets you live in it for quite a bit and get to know the people there, and then, like halfway through, it finally turns the movie on its head and just lets this horror element break out and go crazy and really tear things up. The horror element is a real visceral threat. There's lots of action in here, and it gets super, super intense, but again, kind of does come out of left field, which I'm guessing must have been the intent. But really quickly, and no significant spoilers, what's the movie about? Basically, you get Michael B. Jordan in dual roles, playing the Smokestack twins. They're 2 guys who went up to Chicago, and they come back to their hometown with a bunch of money. No one knows why they had to leave Chicago or where they got the money, and rumors spread that they robbed a bank or something. Well, with their fortune, they're going to open up a nightclub, and they hope to make a big splash on opening night and let this be their new business, how they sustain themselves. They want to be the new cool place to go in this town. And to do that, they have to go around the town talking to a bunch of different people, and you really get the feel of the world. Most notably, the second lead character is this guy who's their cousin. He's the son of a preacher, and the preacher says, "Don't play the blues, please just become a preacher like your father. There's too much danger in that world." But the Smokestack twins say, "Hey, you're really good at the blues, it'd be a shame to waste this. Come and play music at our opening night." In addition to him, you get several other characters. Both the brothers have a previous romantic interest that they both left for various reasons. You also get the shady guy they bought the building from. You get another blues musician who they want to play, but he's kind of established somewhere else and they have to talk him into it. And you also get this Chinese family who runs a few businesses in town, and they're gonna try to get them to make the sign and then also help out working. So as they go around the town, you meet a bunch of different characters, but also just take a moment and live a life here, you know? You really get the feeling of what this town, what this period in time was like, and they really do make it feel real, and I can definitely appreciate the setting of this movie. It comes out really well, and it builds to what's roughly the midpoint of the movie, and that'll be opening night. And the thing is, and again, I'm not doing major spoilers, there's a very cool song sequence in this movie. It's a good oneer, and it talks a lot about art and culture, and it's a very, very cool shot. But honestly, if you ended the movie there, it would have been a cool little slice of life movie, not a horror movie, but it could have just been an interesting little slice of life movie talking about art, culture, and the time. But no, we do get that second half that is horror, and talking very vaguely about it for a minute, it's not some vague horror, you know, like you look at a lot of movies that are artsy movies, and the horror is super vague, and maybe it's like shadow people or something. It's not that. This is legit in your face action horror the horror element is literally going to come out and attack you, and you do have to think, how can I defend myself? What can I do? And things are absolutely going to get teared up, and people you care about are going to die. And yeah, it is kind of odd that there's almost no hint of this in the first half of the movie, but looking at what the horror element is, I don't really know how you could have done that. And the idea that maybe it's supposed to be a surprise, I don't really know how that would work. As I said, to get me to go to this movie, I did need to know what that horror element was, and I was much more interested when I knew, because again, I'm not really a guy that's big into period pieces. So keeping it vague and non-spoilery, if you are horror fans and you want something big and over the top, this is here. Trust me, it's a really good movie and you do need to see it. But if you're coming at things from the horror side, just know we will get there, but this beginning element is very crucial for setting things up. So yeah, just know the horror is coming. But I guess I do want to talk about what the horror element is. So if you guys don't know, and granted, I looked up on YouTube to see if people knew what it was, and like half the YouTube videos were just spoiling it. So if you don't know, this is your warning. But basically, this is a vampire movie. That's really cool, and honestly, the structure of getting to know the whole town and then tearing things up, it's very much like Salem's Lot, and I can really appreciate that. I think honestly, this is a better Salem's Lot movie than that last one they made on HBO Max. This one was really cool. I loved that the rules for vampires were very classic. The idea that you have to let them in plays a cool part in this movie, as vampires will constantly try to trick you or manipulate you, and it's not just magic mind control, it's just talking to you and kind of playing against your, preconceived notions that this is just a normal world. The vampires have their teeth and blood and drool, they're very classic looking, and you gotta get your garlic and wooden stakes out. Very good classic vampires, but again, tougher action vampires that aren't afraid to really wreck things up. Very, very cool. But I also like the vampire's motivation. The idea that the vampire, the main guy, is an Irish guy, and he doesn't want to kill all these people just because he's evil. He says, the world's tough, I'm Irish, terrible things happened to the Irish back in the day in America. He says, I want to help you out. Join me, I'll give you power. And you can tell he legitimately believes that this is the better way to go. Granted, you have to kill people and drink blood and sacrifice your humanity. He does say this is a way that you can have power and live forever and kind of escape the curse you're in. A terrible price you have to pay, and we're not really giving you an option. But I love that there's an interesting and different motivation for this villain. And I also love that you get to see after the people turn, they're not just dead, they're still characters in this movie, but a creepy vampire form of them, and they're all outside doing a little Irish dance. That's super cool and very, very different. Overall, this becomes a very good defend the base hardcore horror movie, and it has all the more weight because of that first half. I do wish there was some way we could have incorporated more horror, at least hints at horror, in the first half of the movie, but yeah, this is one of those one-day movies and they're vampires, so we couldn't really. Overall though, this is a really good, super well-made movie. Half of it is a study of the setting, the time period, the culture in this one town, and the other half just lets loose. Very good, very well made, strong contender for top 5 horror movies of the year. May even be number 1, but we'll have to see what else comes out. But yeah, definitely go see it. I definitely recommend it. I came in a little late on this one, but I am glad I got to see it in the theaters because it really is cool. Anyway though, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my 2025 playlist. If you guys want to see me talk about other movies that came out this year, feel free to click right here and see more. Anyway, have a good day. See you guys again very, very soon. Playlist here. Have a good day now.